Hey everybody, Si Gowing here, coming in with my first ever book video review. First one of 2024. And what I've done, I want to share with you some takeaways, some insights and some findings to why I'm starting to do video book reviews, which I'll come on to in a second. So go easy, but basically just to frame the session the title of the book is Work Less and Do More. Designing a 4-day work week. The author is Alex Sujung Kim Pang, who's basically a Silicon Valley technology guru consultant who's worked with hundreds of companies and who's implemented the 4-day work week without cutting salaries, services, or their revenues. The book summarizes the relationship between working time, rest, and creativity. And it builds on his previous books, one which is called Rest, Why You Can Get More Done When You Work Less, and The Distraction Addiction. And the reason why I chose this book is I plan to create an online well-being made easy coaching mentoring business and part-time, and then my plan is to go full-time working 4 days a week in 18 months to 2 years. Is my first video book review. Just bear with me. So a couple of takeaways. So 4-day, shorter hour day, basically gives you more time for recovery, exercise and self-care. Gives you more control and autonomy over how you work, when you work, towards productivity, etc. Now, some of the side effects, it lets people take care of themselves, giving them more time back for their family, friends, hobbies and volunteering. It increases productivity, sales and revenue. It increases happiness and well-being. Increases motivation, empowers people to do better. They do more quality work, better work, and more creative work. They can make better decisions, solve more problems sooner, and create fresh, newer ideas, products or services. It aids with recruitment and retention, because if you've got employees that are doing 4 days a week or working 6 or 7 hour days, then it's more attractive to and retention's going to be there, and you're going to find people wanting to sort of head on and steal your top people. So people are going to want to stay there and not want to leave. Leads to less burnout, less stressors on the healthcare system, lower rates of chronic disease and depression, and creates less sick days per year, costing 300 billion per year in annual sick days. It saves the environment, cutting energy costs. So for example, if you're commuting in your vehicles, you're going to cut down on fuel emissions, etc. And also if your organisation, the business, the factory, whatever, turns off the lights and the power for the day because nobody's in, then obviously it's contributing energy efficiency and cost saving there. People are rested, they're recharged, they're less stressed, they've got more energy, they've got less work-home conflicts, less stress, they've got more time for household chores, to do the shopping, go to the doctor's, dentist, vet, more time with children and family, and if they've got to save on childcare costs, if that might be another option as well, if you've got young families, more time for hobbies, exercising, creativity. And the number one from the studies, happiness factors are sociability, socializing with others, and number 2 is exercise. So sociability and exercises are the happiness factors on some of the studies, which we'll talk about in a second. More time for thinking, which leads to better problem solving, better decision making, and creating new ideas, products or services. So challenges though with a 4-day work week, okay, is a couple of things. And this includes, when we say a 4-day work week, we're talking also about flexible working, we're talking about remote working, and we're also talking about those wanting to or who are reducing their work day. Mindset is the first one. It's a big belief, is a mindset that it won't work, it's not doable. This is by employees, the founders and the staff and the management. The belief is, from the research, is not doable, possible or practical. It's less productivity, less revenue, profit. Customers and staff won't like it, the workforce. And also, we've got the stigma and the cult that we think working hard and we get the workaholic here is not better. Okay, it's not smarter. Number 2, stigma. People that sort of working remotely, working shorter hours, shorter days compared to those who don't, or the companies that do. People think, the stigmas, they take the easy option. People lack discipline compared to those in the office. I'll come on to women in a second because it affects them more. Motivated, they're not career driven or work driven, they're not focused, they're not driven. Their head's in two places. They're more focused on home and work itself. And there's a power imbalance, and there's a feel of those who do work remotely, working shorter hours. There's a lot of pressure on them, and especially the point is on women. They really get it hard, you ladies, and some of you are probably experiencing this or have done. And their head's in two places. They've got the work, family, they get it in the neck, they hit it hard, they have to work harder, there's more stress, less promotions, less pay rises, they get projects. And they don't feel trusted. Pressure at work. The reality is it's more pressure. They feel guilty, work children. They take the calls at home if they're working from home and prioritise work over their families. So it's a real mixed match and a real stress, really. And it's quite embarrassing. They earn less, they're valued less, and they feel awkward. A couple of other bits that I'll add. Focused and deep, concentrated flow state work. That's what we're talking about. Working intensely in the morning is more optimal. 90 to 120 minutes, couple of hours, 15-minute break, quite intensely, no distractions, that sort of stuff. Or sort of your 20-25-minute bursts of work with 5-minute breaks in between. Ideally in the morning, a lot of science around the morning, more productive in flow state. By using learning technology to automate tasks, freeing up time, energy for other things like being creative and switching, flitting and getting distracted, because it's a lot harder to get back on task. Could take 20-30 minutes to get back into the zone and get back into flow state creativity. So again, you're wasting a lot of time, leading to burnout, etc. Highest burnout industries, restaurant industries, creative agencies and software firms, and they're leading to higher mental health issues. There's a linear relationship between the sense of meaningfulness, well-being and working hours from the employment happiness research. This is predominantly based on the UK household study where they studied over 70,000 people, workers. That was full-time, part-time and flexible workers over a 10-year period, and to find the happiness peaked with 8 hours worth of work, 8 hours a week, an hour or two a day over a week. That is the peak for happiness. But what they're saying is if you work higher, it doesn't rise, doesn't get happier. And, just adding more hours to your week does not help happiness. However, a 40-hour week doesn't double happiness, okay? And likewise, if you go from a 40-hour week down to a 30-hour week, that does not decrease happiness, okay? It does not decrease. And people out of work tend to sleep more out of work, watch more TV, more likely to show signs of depression. And some retirees are missing routines, regular contact with people, and they're missing the sense of purpose they get from work. The older we get, the less work is required for health and happiness. The importance of time alone is really key to identify that. We've got to work together to achieve things, we know that. Get into habits of building free time and taking rest more seriously, because when we relax, we're more focused, we're less stressed, more creativity, more problem solving. Taking rest days, or days off, building 4 days a week, feel good Fridays or wellness Wednesday afternoon walks or whatever. It's all some good ideas. And what it also says is those who are actively exercising, doing fitness and exercise, are more healthy, happy and productive can do exercise. On people's days off, i.e. the fifth day, it could be the Friday, what do they do? And apparently they care. So that's quite interesting. And when females have young children, work participation rates decline and it takes them years to recover. And shorter weeks and days equals focused attention. Meetings, shorter meetings, standing meetings, walking meetings with an agenda. And you need to work towards the fall of their circadian rhythms. This gives you more capacity for concentration and decision making. Entrepreneurs, new entrepreneurs, have got mental health issues. They've got higher rates of depression. The founders burnout. 65% of new companies fail. Okay, lead to burnout. 80% of entrepreneurs struggle with personality disorder, narcissism, with sudden wealth syndrome, and also imposter syndrome. So quotes very quickly: time in and out of work equals good work, which equals good parents. If all you do is the work that comes to you, you become your experience and your learning becomes defined by that. With children, you realize at 18, you don't have long to spend with the people you love. If we're going to change habits, become more creative, we need more rest. If it can't be measured, it can't be improved. Most important key performance indicators, KPIs, is how are people feeling. Don't say good night, goodbye when you're leaving work and the office. Just go. I know it might be rude, but this fuels people's judgment of you. And we know work prevents old age. Ensure we protect people's minds. Time is valuable. Not all hours are equally valuable. To take is best take off the slowest, less productive day. What day would create the greatest benefits? Number 2, redesign your meetings, standing, walking shorter with an agenda. Number 3, learn and look up the technology to help to be more focused or effective. Check your emails, for an example, in the morning and last thing in the afternoon. And that is it. Number 4, the work itself. Look at restructuring, designing, and create space, environments, and time for deep work for collaboration and space. So give them time and space, and they'll go away and they'll create and solve problems sooner. And number 5, if you're serious in attempting and implementing the 4-day workbooks, in the book, not to get, but just as a reference, was a book called Wired to Create. Discover the 10 things great artists, writers and innovators do differently. So I've just ordered that from the library. Hope it helps. Tag and share and follow for more at Cy Gowing on social media and LinkedIn. Any questions, comments or feedback, please post them in the comment section and I'll pick them up. I'll promise I'll get slicker, more. I'm planning on creating a digestible weekly Wellbeing Made Easy newsletter stroke email geared around a book of the month, for an example like this. And the books will be geared around Wellbeing Made Easy. And the weekly email will be also geared around my 5 pillars of well-being, basically to inspire people to take action to get better health. Cy Gowing, Wellbeing Made Easy. I look forward to your feedback and I look forward to your following. I hope this helps. Speak to you soon.